The month of February often reminds people of achievements, triumphs, and history. But for me, as someone who has spent years sifting through missing persons cases, it's a reminder of absences, lives cut short, stories left unfinished. Tonight, I want to tell you about them. I want to take you closer, to feel what it's like to stare at a child's photo and know they might be anywhere in the world, lost or worse. In Tacoma, Washington, 1999, Teekah Lewis, a 2-year-old girl of African American, Caucasian, and Native American descent, vanished from a bowling alley. She was a shy little girl with bright brown eyes, tiny dimples, red highlights in her black hair, and a large birthmark on her left buttock. That day, she wore a green Tweety Bird sweatshirt, white sweatpants, and black and white Air Jordan sneakers, her hair pulled into ponytails. She carried a clear purse with a fish design, filled with starburst candy, a detail that makes the disappearance feel almost painfully ordinary. The abductor was believed to be a white male in his 30s, with shoulder-length brown hair, a large nose, and a pockmarked face. Witnesses said he wore a blue plaid flannel shirt and jeans, driving a dark Pontiac Grand Am from the late 80s or early 90s. Every lead in this case was painstakingly analyzed, but Teekah remains missing to this day. Her mother clings to hope as investigators chase every thread of evidence. In Cincinnati, Ohio, 1998, 97-year-old Walter Dunson disappeared from Findlay Market. An elderly man, thin, fragile, carrying only $15 and possibly a lottery ticket, with dentures and reading glasses. But the strangest part? Investigators believe he may have disappeared years before the official report, and his absence went unnoticed for a long time. Looking at his photos, you imagine the weight of years lost and the secrets behind his quiet life. Richard Emmanuel Lawrence, age 63, went missing in 1986 in Tacoma while heading to a religious conference. His car was later found 80 miles away. He was small, just 5 feet tall, and 125 pounds, wearing black-rimmed glasses with one prescription lens, a black fur coat, and a Russian-style hat. He had survived a heart attack a year earlier and carried a pacemaker, yet vanished into thin air. His family has never stopped searching, and each detail of his disappearance speaks to the fragility of life and the suddenness of tragedy. Michelle Ellis, an art student and part-time model near Purdue University, disappeared in 1978. Her car ran out of gas just an hour after she left home. Michelle was African American, 23 years old, 5 feet 4 inches, 115 pounds, with short brown hair and very light skin. She wore blue jeans, a gray striped sweater, and white sneakers. Police later suspected she might have been an early victim of serial killer Gary Ridgway. Michelle's story lingers in the mind, a life so full of promise snatched away in an instant. In 2009, Kelsey Emily Collins, an 18-year-old with learning disabilities, vanished under suspicion that her disappearance might be retaliation for testifying against her former pimp. Kelsey was biracial, African American, Caucasian, and Native American, with light brown chin-length curly hair, green eyes, and a speech impediment. She bore scars from surgeries and past trauma. That day she wore a white, black, and red athletic jacket, a pink t-shirt, blue jeans, and black Jordan sneakers. She had hearing loss and a mind and heart vulnerable to the cruelties of the world. Her mother continues the fight for justice. 3-year-old Lenoria Jones disappeared in 1995 while supposedly walking into a Target store. Surveillance later revealed she never even reached the entrance. Lenoria, with braided black hair and brown eyes, stood just 3 feet tall and weighed 40 pounds. That day, she wore turquoise pants and a black t-shirt with Barney on it. She had ADHD and was born with cocaine in her system, complicating her health. Even now, decades later, her absence haunts investigators and the community alike. Diamond Bynum, 21, and her 2-year-old nephew, King Walker, disappeared in 2015 from Gary, Indiana. Diamond, with Prader-Willi syndrome, was intellectually challenged, walked with a limp, and had golden highlights in her black hair. King, a lively toddler with dreadlocks, disappeared alongside her. The last moments of that day are reconstructed only through assumptions. Perhaps they went outside. Perhaps something worse occurred. Both remain missing. 2-year-old Wallace Guidraz vanished in 1980 during a winter day at Point Defiance Park in Tacoma. His father claimed a couple abducted him, but suspicions always lingered around Stanley Guidraz himself. Wallace, biracial with Korean and African-American features, was wearing purple corduroy overalls, a dark blue vest, and a matching down jacket with red trim. The cold winter park, the crunch of snow beneath his boots, all became part of a story frozen in fear and uncertainty. Deborah Ann Honeyhooks and Danielle Mouton vanished years apart in Tacoma, Washington. Deborah, 41, biracial or multiracial, struggled with addiction and sex work. Danielle, bubbly and social, was fighting to maintain custody of her daughter. Both disappeared along the same stretch of road, their cases collectively known as the Tacoma Five. Each disappearance adds layers to the grim reality of predatory dangers women face, especially in vulnerable circumstances. Gary Ridgway's victims, including Opal Mills, Cheryl Wims, Marcia Chapman, and others, remind us that even notorious cases leave unknown stories. Many more women remain missing, unaccounted for, perhaps victims of the same hand. Each name is a life, a family, a story that demands remembrance and justice. In Spokane, 2007, a man's body was found in the river, decomposed beyond recognition. His race, age, and identity remain uncertain. Forensic details like a repaired jaw with titanium plates suggest a complex history, perhaps trauma or accident. Investigators proposed matches to missing men, Stanley Gene Chandler and James Natalia Foster. Yet the man remains unidentified, a ghost in the system. Toni Clark vanished in 1990 near the Golden Gate Bridge at 17, 2 months pregnant. Witnesses claimed to see her looking under her stalled Chevy Camaro before it was rear-ended. Some reported seeing an African-American man nearby, others a highway patrol officer. No definitive answers emerged. Toni was black, 5 feet 3 inches, 115 pounds, with gaps between her teeth, black hair, brown eyes, and pierced ears. Her bracelet remained in the car, the only clue. Asha Degree, a 9-year-old girl from Shelby, North Carolina, disappeared in 2000 during the night. She left home wearing a white nightshirt, perhaps jeans, white Nike sneakers, carrying a Tweety Bird purse and black backpack. That backpack was later found miles away, hidden under brush and double-wrapped in trash bags. A child vanished into darkness, leaving a trail of heartache for those who loved her. Mitrice Richardson disappeared in 2009 after being released from jail in Malibu, California. She suffered from a mental health crisis. 1 year later, her body was found in a canyon, raising questions about negligence and missed warnings. Mitrice, a young black woman, remains a stark reminder of the dangers faced by vulnerable individuals and the consequences of systemic failure. If you were faced with one of these cases, what would you do? Would you chase every lead, even decades later? These stories are reminders that every person matters, every disappearance leaves a ripple, and every family deserves answers. Have you ever wondered about the lives behind the headlines? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget these names.